Tell a friend to tell a friend. Download the app on Google Play, Instinct Radio, or go to instinctradio.net. And now, back to the hottest sounds around. Instinct Radio.
What up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome again to 710 to Slickville. Once again, I'm glad to have you all, and I'm looking forward to a very interesting show this evening. I am your host, Jay Slick, a.k.a. Jay Brown, a.k.a. Mr. 710. I want to start out by saying thank you to everybody for tuning in this evening. I know that the NBA playoffs are on, and y'all not really Cleveland Cavaliers fans, so you can go ahead and turn that off and watch this show. Much appreciated. Although my team is out, go ahead and keep me posted on the scores if you don't mind. We greatly appreciate that as well. Before I get going, I want to send my well wishes to my mom's. She's going through some health situations, so we definitely want to send some love her way. And look, while I got y'all on there, y'all vets of the show, go ahead and send a whole bunch of hearts in that chat room for your boy right quick, for my moms. Go ahead and hit that chat room. Get those hearts going for her. We want to definitely keep her in good spirits. If y'all don't mind helping your boy out with that, go ahead and put some hearts in there. Thank you so much, Stacy. Also, real quick, let me drop this birthday shout out for my cousin Shantae. Happy birthday, cuz. You know, we love you. Can't wait to see you on for the family reunion if y'all making it up that way. All right. And so for your new listeners and watchers, this is an interactive show. So make sure you call, comment, questions. Go ahead and call in 478-569-6474. If you hear something funny or interesting, go ahead and drop those thumbs up in that chat room, all right, in that Facebook chat room, if y'all want to do that for me. All right. One thing I want to do different today, and it's gonna be kind of funny and challenging for me. I want a 70s and 80s slang challenge situation going on. So what I want y'all to do real quick in this chat room is go ahead and put some 70s and 80s slang in the chat room. So whether it's cold chilling, you bugging, or anything like that, go ahead and drop that in the chat. And what my challenge is gonna be is, I'm going to use some of that 80s and 70s slang during the show, you know. So y'all go ahead and put that stuff in there, and we're going to have a good time with that. All right. What I want to do before I get on the body, well, before I go ahead and get started, is I want to say thank you to Instinct Radio, and I want to accept this award for the 2017 Internet Radio Station of the Year, Instinct Radio. We out here killing the game. Shout out to Jack Trey. If y'all not following him right now on Facebook or Instagram or any other social media or the Instinct Radio page, go ahead and do that. Also, shout out to Yannette Keith. She be out here holding it down, keeping everything going. And my man Bars Brown, as well as the Instinct intern. I don't know her name, but that's her name on Instagram right there. Nicole. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. But yeah, shout out to them. Yo, we got big things coming. We're growing, and I'm real proud of being a part of this. And so thank you all for having me. And
to get Internet Radio Station of the Year, it's more than just one person. It's definitely the team, and you're definitely a part of that team. So it's an award for all of us.
Right, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I've been enjoying this, and I want to do my part in taking this thing to the next level, because I really enjoy this. So we ready to do this thing. But look, you know, I want to get this show started. I like to tell y'all interesting stories of stuff that goes on in my life, and you know what? It's hard. It's different from. It's different from story time with Jay, because this is stuff that just happened from the time that we from the last time we had a show, and so this is real talk. I had a dude just try to fight me in the gym today, and I I don't know what's wrong with this dude. Yo, he was straight bugging. And so I have a problem with people that's just mad all the time for no reason. And the dude, he was shooting layups. Neither one of us was playing. He was shooting layups on the side, and I told him I was gonna block his layup. I was just playing. I don't even jump. I don't touch the rim. I don't play defense. Everybody know I don't play defense anymore. I used to. And so I was like, yeah, I would have blocked that. And you know how there's people you don't know, but you don't know if they for real or not. And yo, this cat, man, he got real angry at me, man. I was just trying to figure out what was going on with this cat, but I could not dig what he had going on. You know what I'm saying? And so this dude, he was like, "Ain't can't nobody in here block my shot. Can't nobody, not you, not him, nobody in here." Now, mind you, I seen this dude hoop last week, and he was trash. But I wasn't even here for that. I was just being funny. And I was just like, you know what? Yeah, you're probably right. I wouldn't even block your shot because I don't play defense. And you self-check, so I wouldn't have to do it anyway. I'm just playing around. And see, this fool out here, he was a straight jive turkey, shucking and jiving like that. And so the thing that kind of that blew me is like I didn't know if he was for real or not. And so I told him like, yeah, man, yeah, you kind of suck, but it's all right, man. You trash. And so this fool gonna tell me, I mean, I should have said psych, but I didn't. And he was getting mad in real life, and I found it funny. I found it funny that he was getting so mad, but then I was like, yo, this dude is really angry. He was like getting mad in real life, and I wasn't even talking trash to him like that. Like I was not trying to get under his skin. But yeah, this dude was really mad, and he told me, he was like, yeah, you think all this stuff is funny now. It wouldn't be funny if I punched you in the mouth when you get punched in the mouth. And I was like, that's what you want? I could take you to that point and I'm not even trying. Yeah, obviously this dude just either got out of prison or he ain't got no job. Like people, your first option should not be to fight if you got something going on in your life. Like you already know that he ain't got nothing going on. He like that kid back in the day that'd be like, if you beat him in basketball, then he'd be like, well, I bet you can't beat me in running. And then you beat him in a race, and then you're like, well, I bet you can't beat me in fighting. And be like, those are the type of people that they need Jesus. They need Jesus. They need the Quran. They need a confessional situation. They just need to go to the crib, you know, because there's nothing groovy in their lives at all. He needed to go to Pinups or one of those other gentlemen's establishments, which I'm going to talk about later on, and find him a brick house. You know what I'm saying, Cat? But I'm going to have to catch that dude on the flip side. You know what I'm saying? But speaking of this weekend, I'm still out here trying to recover. Shout out to the cousin Shark for coming out. Yo, we had a good time this weekend. I'm glad that we got a chance to kick it, because we ain't kicked it like we kicked it this weekend since 05. Since 05 is when we got out there, and we got it in. And so we went to this one place, and the first place that we went to on Friday night, they had the air conditioning on 59 degrees up in that place. And I'm talking about, like, it was cold. It was cold. Like, I felt like it was a part of me that felt like less than a man, because my teeth was chattering a little bit. I was shivering. And I you know, you want to go in and order a drink and whatnot, but they was handing out cold drinks. They was putting ice in it, and I was needing to get something. I was needing something warm. I needed some Thunderbird or a hot toddy or something up in that place, because it was cold in real life. It was cold in real life. And look, they was bogus. They was bogus for how cold it was. Another thing that was bogus, and I felt I'm not homophobic. But it was this dude. It was this dude in there that had on this Under Armour shirt. He had on a long sleeve Under Armour shirt. He had on some full length spandex, and he was extremely flamboyant. Now I shouldn't have to go into anything further if I describe this dude to you, that he had on a real tight Under Armour shirt, some full length spandex, and he was real flamboyant. Yes, he was definitely hated it. He was a stand-in on Men on Film, but he was dancing in such a way that even females were like, yo, he doing too much. He definitely would hang with Magic Johnson's son, Julian. Absolutely. Like he was dancing so inappropriate. Like he was all on the ground and he was dancing like the area that he was dancing in, for any straight dude, like you couldn't look at the rest of the club. You couldn't look at the rest of the club because because he would be dancing, looking you dead in your face, and then that automatically made you, that automatically put you in a weird place because you turn around real fast and make a face. Now you that guy. If you continue to just look at him, then you that other guy, and it was just real inappropriate. It was highly inappropriate. Also, in said place that I'm not gonna name, I didn't know that you could smoke weed up in these spots. Like that is so crazy. Like they was doing it freely, like it's legal in Georgia, and I was just like, I wanted to say, yo, this is what's up, but at the same time, I was tripping because like, yo, they was just passing it. I went in the bathroom, and there was a dude rolling up. The bathroom attendant, he was in there like it was something normal. Like this is what goes on in this spot. And I was like, man, this is a pretty upscale spot. I was surprised that it was going down like that up in there. One thing about bathroom attendants, and I don't know if I like them that much, because I don't need y'all help. Just in real life, like I know it's a job, but and what the hell news? It's a news story about something that happened to a bathroom attendant at a casino that I'm gonna get to. But yeah, this dude up in there, he holding the soap hostage. He out here holding the paper towels hostage, and I guess I would have been bogus had I just rinsed my hands off, since I ain't pee on them, and my thing was still fairly clean because I had just got out the shower. I felt like I could just rinse my hands off, dry them off on my pants, and went back out there and not had to tip this dude because he not really working all that hard. But he just holding the soap and the paper towels hostage. And I'm supposed to pay you a little ransom for that? I don't agree with that at all. But you know, I guess that's the job, that's the hustle, and that's what you got to do, and it's cool. But then on Saturday night is when it all went down. It all went down. Look, we went to a gentleman establishment that had all superheroes in there. I mean, real live superheroes. And I had been there once before, but when I tell you that my cousin was in, he was like, when they say like a kid in the candy store, that's what it was. That's exactly what it was. Hey, real quick, before I go on with this story, everybody, I need you, if you in this chat room right now, go ahead and share this feed. Share this feed for your boy real quick. Go ahead and share this feed on your wall. We greatly appreciate it. We don't want your friends to miss out on these awesome conversations we're going to have tonight. All right. But look, back to this story. Look, I don't see how anybody can get into a fight at this said gentleman's club, get into an argument, because it was too much. It was just too much going on. Appreciate you, Kenneth. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you, Julian. It was just so much booty all over the place, chest all over the place, and I was just like, man, this is nice. Now, yeah, I was enjoying the vibe. my cousin, he was really, really enjoying the situation to the point where the funniest thing happened. This man, as a grown man, I don't know how I would react to somebody making it rain on me, but he was making it rain in such a fashion that he made it rain across the stage on some other dudes and got called out by the DJ for it. The DJ was like, "Hey, this dude just made it rain across the stage." He made it rain on another dude, and the dude was just sitting there. The dude was just sitting there like he was confused while money was coming down on him. And I was tripping, but it was some of the funniest stuff I had ever seen. Just looking at his face like, damn, I might be less of a man right now because somebody made it rain on me. Somebody just made it rain, but they wasn't gonna say nothing. They wasn't gonna say nothing about getting rained on. They just knew that they couldn't recycle it. You got to catch that. You got to catch it in the air. You can't pick it up and recycle it because they had Big Butchie coming over there picking up the money that got thrown on the ground. But they got to do something to your manhood just a little bit. If a dude make it rain on you and you not, he caught that slight precipitation. He make it rain on you and you not out there. You're not out there stripping or anything like that. Now, what you would have had to do, I probably would have tried to throw some money back on my cousin if I was that dude across the stage, just for some payback, because you're not just going to make it rain on me. I'm just gonna let you know it's just not gonna rain on me. That's out of the equation. The $14 that I had planned on throwing in the first place, I'm gonna make it rain on that dude. Like, hey man, you got me, I'm gonna get you back, and because that's all I'm spending is about $14 anyway. But look, those are my interesting stories. Those are my interesting stories from these last 2 weeks. I'm pretty sure some other stuff that was going on. But look, what we're gonna do, let's go ahead and get to. I did this show, I did this segment with my brother, and we was talking about man law violations, and we had a real good time talking about man law violations. And you know, it's definitely something that needs to be talked about repeatedly, because we got to keep these dudes on the straight and narrow, because it's a lot of situations where dudes just don't be doing stuff correctly. And one of the things that I want to talk about is like on social media and these filters. The only filter that you should use would be black and white. If you're on Snapchat and you got a bumblebee face, if you got deer face, if you got the little mask, if you make your voice sound like you in violation. You in violation a little bit. I wouldn't lie to you about that, because I mean it's something about those filters, like especially if you put the flower wreath on your head, you're a little bit in violation. Like my brother said, if you use the dog filter. Because what you got to do to make that dog filter work, highly inappropriate. So you out here sticking your tongue out to Snapchat in order to make the dog tongue come out. Now, if you playing with your kid and making the filter come, you get a pass. If you out here doing that, just on GP, man law violations. Wifey talking about, why you putting people in a box? Let them live. No, those are violations. Just like the ones we talked about back when my brother was here. Those are still violations. Picture liking is something that I feel some kind of way about from time to time. Like there's certain pictures that I like that a dude will post, and then there's other pictures that I just kind of refuse to like. And so I follow trainers and stuff like that on Instagram and some stuff like that. One thing I'm not gonna do is I can't really like pictures of you with your shirt off. Even though I wouldn't mind having muscles like that. Sometimes I don't think I want to be that big. So I'm not gonna like that picture. I'm not hating or nothing like that. I just don't want to. Oh my gosh, see, like, why you even do that? I just can't do it. If you out here trying to make seductive faces on Instagram, I'm not gonna like it. I'm not gonna like it. What's up?
What if it's a transformation of a dude that's real big or something? He just lost 200 pounds and he's showing you with his shirt off. You wouldn't like that picture?
On the transformation situation, I like it because you put in work on yourself in order to improve yourself. So it's more
than just showing a naked. Picture with your shirt
on.
Yeah,
like
the reason behind it.
But if you up here like, yeah, no. You only.
I'm with you, bro.
No, I can't do that. Now you put a fat person next to you and then be like, yeah, that's me. Like, I took a picture a couple years ago, where I had a belly. I was scared to take my shirt off. It was real whack that I took. I was scared to post it because I looked about 6 months pregnant. I was a good 6 months pregnant. I took a picture from the side, had that Beyonce rocking, and and then I took the after. The after wasn't even super cut up, but it was better than what it was. But I couldn't. And it got likes. I had to ask my wife, was it okay for me to post that? Because I knew it was gonna get likes. But when it came down to if it come down to me just seeing somebody taking pictures with their shirt off, nah, I can't do it. If you out here making duck lips and seductive faces and squinting your eyes at the screen, I'm not going to like it. You up here like, I'm not liking that picture. I'm not going to do it. Like my brother said, if you in the gym naked taking pictures with your shirt off in that mirror in the locker room, I'm not going to like it. Hey, what's up, Reggie? What's up? Oh, and one thing that my cousin wanted me to talk about as far as that gentleman club situation. I'm gonna come back to these man law violations, but one thing I noticed, I didn't know that dyeing certain hairs on your body was a thing, and so I thought that this girl had the longest C-section ever because it just didn't look natural down there, but when, hold on, there we go, yeah. When when I got a better look, I had realized that she had Odell Beckham'd her hair down there. She had the Odell Beckham on the hair down there. Shark really wanted me to talk about that situation. It was the Odell Beckham on her hair down there. I didn't know that was a thing, but apparently it is when I guess it's out all the time. But back to these man law violations. The picture taking situation, when you take pictures with other dudes, only about 14% of your body can touch. Only about 14% of your body can touch. And that's probably like arms, if you shaking hands and stuff like that, that's cool. But if you got your arm around a dude and y'all sides are touching all the way down, then it's inappropriate and it's a man law violation. Also, it's hard for me to get other dudes to take pictures of me, which is why part of the reason why I became the selfie king by myself. Like the homie bars saw me set up the camera, and I was just popping them off. I got the automatic. I could set it. Boom. You go like this. It takes 4 pictures when you go like that. I don't even have to have my hands on it. Kaboom, kaboom. I had that. I can take pictures, and this is how it goes down. Like I can take selfies. I can take pictures. I don't need no help. I don't need no help at all. I remember one day, my wife came home and she saw some pictures that I had taken, and I was in the parking lot. I had the camera set up on the door of my car. Had a whole photo shoot back there, and she was like, "Who took those pictures?" I did. I got a great phone that takes pictures, and it was full body shot, so it looked like somebody else had taken those pictures. But yeah, full body shots. I can get it in. You know what I'm saying? It ain't all just straight face selfies. No. I showed her the setup. So yeah, I stay I stay in good standings. Hey, what's up, Mont? What's going on, Stacy? Shout out to all these people. Shonda, Josh, man, you got to get your boy, man. That dude was crazy. He's about to get some of that work. I was gonna have to pop the trunk and get some holy water on this boy. Also, one thing you can't tell dudes is bye-bye. When you get ready to get off the phone with somebody and you be like, hey, all right, man. Like, sometimes it's weird when you're getting off the phone with another dude because y'all really don't know how y'all want to end it. So it'd be like, all right, man. All right. Well, I'll talk to you later. All right. All right, bye. Like, as soon as that second bye comes, violation. All right, bye-bye. You can't do that. You can't do that. That is 100% against the rules. Like, when you say, I don't remember the last dude I said bye-bye to, but I remember the last time I did it, I felt inappropriate. And so, yeah, you definitely don't want to do that. And probably one of my pet peeves that I have as far as man law violations go, I do not like soft handshakes. You give me a soft handshake, we got problems. We got instant problems. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. If you shake my hand real soft, I'm gonna look at you like you got problems. Like, I don't even care about you not making a whole lot of eye contact when you shake my hand. But listen, you shake my hand real soft and it's like real yeah. I'm gonna feel like you should be dominated. Like, I don't like that. Like, I'm gonna look down at the top of your head. I'm not gonna respect you at all. Like, and so I have a son. That'd be the first thing I say. Shake their hand hard. You ain't got to try to break it, and don't do women real hard. But if a woman shakes your hand that's in business, and your handshake is whack, don't even try to holler at her. She ain't gonna respect you. It's not gonna happen because you done already broke man code. You done broke man code on the women's side of the game. So look, we cannot have that nonsense. And so I'm gonna save some other man law violations for when I get my brother back on the show. Hopefully he'll be back on soon. But I do got some random observations that I have, and I just have to ask questions. I have questions that sometimes they just need to be answered. Now, I need somebody to tell me in the chat, what is gluten exactly? What is gluten and why is it bad? Cuz I don't understand why gluten is bad. And I don't even know what it is for it to be bad. Like, has anybody ever seen gluten? Like, you have an idea what fat looks like and stuff like that. But I was in the candy store and we went to this movie theater over in Avalon. Excuse me, that's rude. Went to this. Let me see. Yeah, we went to this. Let me see what this say. My man Jack just looked it up. It's a composite storage of proteins stored in prolamins and glutenins found it. This ain't. You know what? They still ain't told me why it's bad in this whole situation. I just read this thing real quick, and I don't understand why they got to take this. Why they got to take this out? It gives elasticity in the dough, helping it rise and keeping the shape chewy texture. They still hadn't told me. We looking at Wiki right now, and it hadn't told me why this is bad and why you got to take it out. But my problem with gluten is I went to this candy store, and they had lemon heads. They had lemon heads, and they was just like gluten-free lemon heads. And I was like, why would you take gluten out of lemon heads? There's gluten in these lemon heads. These lemon heads were delicious as is. And I hadn't heard anybody having any kind of health problems from eating too many lemon heads. But when they said gluten-free lemon heads, I had to ask the lady, and she probably thought I was being funny, but I was like, hey, do you all have the lemon heads with the gluten in it? because I'm pretty sure I like those better because those were just fine as they were. And I'm pretty sure my wife is sitting there like looking up all kind of different things of why we need to get gluten out of that. Okay, gluten intolerant. Shonda, there we go. Thank you, nurse. I'm gonna have to get you on, Shonda, for real, so we can tell stories about gluten and stuff like that. Gluten intolerance isn't a food allergy. It is a physical condition in your gut. Basically, undigested gluten proteins hang out in your intestines and are treated by your body like a foreign invader. Okay. Like a foreign invader. They just hang out. So in other words, I guess our body doesn't digest gluten properly. Anyway, yo.
They talk like it only fit it only fit a small percent of the world. It really don't matter to most people, basically what this is saying.
Oh, okay. I was like, let your boy get that gluten. Let your boy get that gluten. I'm with the gluten. I'm team gluten. Like, oh, okay. So for people with celiac disease, 1% of the population, briefest exposure of gluten can trigger immune reaction power enough to severely damage brush-like surfaces in their small intestine. Yeah. Go ahead and leave that gluten in there. Go ahead and leave that. It's not like a peanut allergy where it'd be killing people right away. Let's just go ahead and keep that gluten in my situations. But look, yeah, I was just wondering about that because I had never seen gluten or anything like that. So I wanted to know. Also, random observation number 2 is I hate the reply all button. I absolutely hate the reply all button. And at work, they had administrative awareness day or appreciation day last week, and they gave out donuts. And look, when you get an email saying, hey, they send out a group email. We just want to thank everybody for everything that y'all do. It's great. We appreciate y'all. Thank you. We got donuts in the room for you. Come in and get some. And then, okay, when one person sends out a thank you and they hit reply all, thank you for getting us donuts. And then the next person says, thank you for getting us donuts. We appreciate it. Thank you all. You guys are great. And then another person reply all. And now my email has turned into a chain of thank yous for some donuts that most of y'all probably didn't even eat or really didn't even need. Quiet as kept. Am I the bad guy if I hops on and reply all, yes, thank you for bringing the donuts, and thank the last person thanks the next person who just replies back to the original email instead of hitting reply all? Does that make me a a-hole or the bad guy? Because when my email goes off, I have to read it because I have time-sensitive situations in my email that I got to get taken care of. If I'm jumping at every email and it's only thank you emails for some donuts that wasn't even Krispy Kreme, we got problems, yo. Now I have to go off. Third random observation is people rude for no reason, and I don't even think that a lot of people even have an idea that they being rude in the first place. And so, example, the other day a lady came in. She came into work. I was standing up talking to a coworker, and she is very nosy. She is the nosiest person that I've ever met in my life. And so she, I saw her come in, and I was just like, good morning, because she was looking me dead in my face. And so I was like, good morning, directly. I made sure we made eye contact. And she just smiled at me. And I was just like, listen. I said good morning. I said good morning out loud. And she was like, oh, I smiled. I was like, so what if I was blind, though? And I said, good morning. I can't hear your smile. If I smiled at you, then the smile back at me would be appropriate. But since you ain't want to smile back, now you a little weird at this point. And so that's just rude to me. And then I would probably be rude if I was the same type. If I was like, if she spoke to me and I just smiled, she would think that, yo, what's wrong with this dude? So she need to check herself, because then I had to check her about Trump, but we'll get into that a little bit later on. I don't like checking people early in the morning, but sometimes they got to have it. And then especially if I'm listening to the radio in the morning and the turn up song come on, which some of y'all have seen from my snap videos or that I post on Instagram and on Facebook. I get turned in the morning when the right music comes on. So, hey, sometimes people just got to get it early in the morning. She don't even talk to me that much anymore, but that's her loss as far as I'm concerned. You know, it just is what it is. I'm not missing nothing, but she's still nosy. She still sits there, and I'm just going to demonstrate for y'all real quick how she does. And so if I'm talking, that's how she's sitting at her desk. And it's a part of me that's a little petty, because I bring up inappropriate stuff at work just so that she won't turn around and start trying to talk. So I will bring up Black Tony from the radio. I don't have no problem with bringing up Black Tony. But I bring up Black Tony, I bring up black movies, I bring up all kind of stuff that I know that she probably can't relate to, but I just want to see how long she going to sit there and listen and try to be a part of the conversation. Well, look, we got some other stuff going on. Let me see what else we got today. What I want to talk about. We did story time with Jay. And like I said, if you all have any comments or questions, or if you just want to holler at your boy, go ahead and call in at 478. The number's right down there, 478-569-6474. We'd definitely like to hear from you. This week in What the Hell News? You know what? I'm gonna do sports talk with Jay. Because I do have some people that wanted me to talk about certain things that's been going on. Hey, real quick, anybody watching the game, go ahead and drop that score down in there for your boy, so I can see how bad Cleveland is beating Toronto, or if that game is ended and Houston and San Antonio Spurs game is going on. It was a tough weekend. For Chicago sports teams. Cubs lost 2 out of 3 out in Boston. The Bulls got eliminated in 4 straight games after being up 2-0 on the Boston Celtics, which I kind of knew that was going to happen because my team sucked. And the Bulls they don't suck. They just not as good as they can be, and their coach is horrible. Horrible. I got you, Julian. I'm gonna come back to that one because I got some good stuff for that one. The team was just horrible. They played bad. They played down the competition. They are allergic to success, and that's part of one of the things that I want to talk about as far as motivation goes. That wasn't even close. Thank you, Stacy. 116 to 105. Cavaliers beat the Raptors. Thank you. They just don't perform. Like, they'll win 3 or 4 games in a row against good teams, and then they'll turn around and lose. They'll beat Cleveland, Golden State, and San Antonio in the same week, and then they'll turn around and lose to Detroit, and some other, not Brooklyn and Phoenix, all in that next week, and we're just trying to figure out what the hell's going on with that team. Also, I had some people who wanted to talk about the Bears in the NFL draft. Let me know if you're happy with what your team did in this NFL draft, because, hey, man, whenever you get ready, man, you're good. All right, I got you. We about to bring my man Laris on and make sure I said that right.
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Spot on. Okay.
Laris is the host of another Instinct Radio show that we have that come on Tuesdays from 6 to 8.
6 to 9.
6 to 9, a beer and a conversation.
Yeah.
Only 3-hour show.
All right.
They be holding it down. holding it down.
How you doing today, man?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Good, man. I'm sorry. It took me a minute to get here. So my little lady said, "Oh, well, I want to come down and go with you since you're doing this show." Because I've never done this show. I'm thinking that she just wanted to see what I was doing. So I said, "Yeah, that's fine. I'll wait on you." She gets there. Hair's not, all tied. I'm like, "Well, what are we doing?" So I just changed my mind. I'll just stay here while you go there. So you know what that is. That's go through your shit time while you're down here at the show. So.
Yeah,
but
it's all good. Look, as long as you ain't moving dirty, then you just be,
right.
Be straight.
Sometimes them receipts tell on a nigga though. You know what I'm saying? If you got them balled up in the pocket. Oh, you know what?
No, we you good. We good.
I'm tripping because my thing's off. But thank you for having me, man. I appreciate it, man.
It's all good. Definitely. I'm glad
you made it. Had a chance
to
catch some of the show 2 weeks ago. Really enjoyed it.
Oh, appreciate it. Yeah, we have a good time, man. We try to have a good time for sure. Just shooting the breeze, letting everybody, trying to help people, but helping people in a funny way. We try to make fun of serious situations, but
I heard you talking about the doggone Cavs thing. So while I was waiting, I did get to see that. I mean, they just got destroyed, man.
Oh, yeah.
And LeBron he was 35-10.
Okay.
Tonight, which isn't surprising. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, we got to watch it because that's all that's on.
Right.
I think the better game is going to be on. Well, it's probably on now.
Right now. Yeah, it'll be on.
San Antonio
and
Houston.
Who you got?
I got San Antonio. I don't know and if it's going to be in an impressive fashion. I got them 6 or 7. San Antonio. I think at the end they have the better post presence, and I think that the more skilled post players, I think they're better coached, and I think that to a degree, Houston looked really good because Oklahoma City really doesn't have anything. So
it's a one-man wrecking crew, and if that ain't working, then it's a wrap. Yeah.
So I don't know how much Houston really got challenged. So. That 4-1 series there, I think it made Houston look better than what they are in a 7 game, and I think that San Antonio is going to pull it out. But in the end, I think we know where it's going.
Yeah, you a Golden State guy?
No, I'm not. I'm a Lakers fan. Okay. Shamefully, right now.
Hey, I'm a Bulls fan, so
right. There you go. Yeah.
I mean, we playoffs, but I wanted them to. I wanted them to not make the playoffs. This was not the year to be in the playoffs.
Or was there a pick that you wanted or something? You wanted them to tank or something like that? Or?
Yeah, you go ahead and tank, man. It's okay. So it's like in the NBA, and just still with the sports talk, and with a lot of sports, you got to be unless you're like San Antonio, that you can keep this sustained success. You got to be bad before you get good. And only way, unless you're a free agent destination spot. You build through the draft,
absolutely,
and then you acquire assets. Now the problem with the Bulls right now, they're not bad enough to be high in the draft, and they're not good enough to win nothing. So now you're in no man's land.
Well, and I you know what? I tell you, man, I agree with that, and I say it to people all the time, and that's why typically you see franchises like L.A. and Boston will either play at very high levels or they'll be very low. Mm-hmm. The Hawks and the Clippers are in the worst place. They're in like purgatory. You know what I mean? It's like they will continually meander around 4 and 5 forever, and that's the worst place. But you'd rather just be god awful. No, you gotta retool in every department, including coaching, sometimes GM, and get back to the top. So if you look at that, Boston, if it wasn't last year, it was 2 years ago. Now they've looked at it, number 1 in the East again.
Yeah. The problem with and so we just had this conversation after the Clippers lost the other day, and we were like, should you blow it up? And I was like, should have blown it up last year.
Right.
You wasn't gonna be good enough. You didn't change anything this year. Adding Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce is probably old enough to be my dad. Not in real life, but
I know what you mean.
He play like it. Yeah.
I agree.
He play like it. And look, if he feel anything like I feel when I get done hooping, and he doing it on a professional level, then that's man.
Right. I mean, he looks out of shape.
He looks it.
Vince Carter, on the other hand,
he
still looks like he's in great shape, you know, at 40. But no, I agree. I tell people we're going to talk a little bit about sports tomorrow on the show as well on Beer and Conversation. But I believe this: Cleveland has to win. And it's not. I'm not a Golden State fan. I'm not even obviously Lakers fan. I'm a Kobe fan. So I'm not a LeBron fan.
Okay.
Because of they just wanted to graduate LeBron to a greater level than Kobe for so many years, and it offended a lot of us Lakers and Kobe fans.
I was about to say, did you feel as a Kobe fan slighted from the standpoint that, okay, we're just gonna take LeBron and like even before this last championship, we're gonna take LeBron and let's put him at number 2.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, and I'll tell you this. I mean, obviously you're a Bulls fan. I'm going to go ahead and share this while we're doing this. You're a Bulls fan, and so I know that your loyalty and your allegiance is to Mike. And
absolutely.
And I can completely understand that and respect that. You know, obviously I'm going to argue in a lot of instances. I can deal with it because in a lot of instances when people would ask who's better between Mike and Kobe, I would argue that Kobe was. And not because of I think if we get caught up in the championships aspect of things, man, I am trying to find this and share it right now. I don't know why I'm having problems with it. Bars, really quickly, will you help me out with this? I am trying to get this shared. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And so I made arguments as to why I felt like Kobe with 5 championships and 7 finals appearances is better than Mike. And, you know, I used to say all the time, well, you know what? Mike always had a clutch shooter, even though Mike could be clutch. That mid-range fadeaway was sick. Right. Second to none. And even though Kobe patterned himself afterward, mid-range fadeaway Mike was sick. But at the end of the day, Kobe was that clutch three-point shooter for the Lakers a lot of times. I mean, come down 2 men 10 feet behind the three-point. I mean, drain it with 2 defenders. I mean, he's a bad boy. And so it wouldn't be fair for me to say in some instances I felt like Kobe was better than Mike and me not be willing to take or deal with the rhetoric from people that wanted to kind of usurp LeBron over Kobe.
Because it's a lot of that, and they doing that like –
and LeBron won't get the 5 rings either. If he gets 4, they're going to already say that he's the best.
I mean, I don't agree that he's the best, but I agree with the statement.
Yeah,
I agree with the statement. And it's tough. It's tough because a lot of people that's having this argument, a lot of them are younger, and so it's only like, yes, you see LeBron doing things in the NBA that you haven't seen. And if you said if Shaq had Scottie Pippen's game, we'll just say that. If Shaq had Scottie Pippen's game, then he would be LeBron, and that's kind of what he's bigger than everybody else, stronger than everybody else, faster than everybody else, which is what gives him the advantage. One thing that a lot of the players back in the day, you know, Shaq was the only physically Shaq with Chamberlain. Those guys were only really physically imposing people, whereas LeBron, like now, he is the physical force as well as skill in the game. And
like Magic, he could probably play 1 to 5.
Yeah,
you know, so he has the versatility. The only thing about it, unfortunately, is that he doesn't look as impressive as somebody smaller who does the same thing. In one instance, okay, so particularly now that Kobe's gone, I've taken a liking to Russell Westbrook. I've always respected him. But LeBron has a triple-double. Westbrook has a triple-double. It looks more impressive when Westbrook does it.
I mean, it does. I mean, you got a 30, 15, and 15, and you're like, yeah, this dude is like 6'3".
When Westbrook dunks a ball and comes through the lane, it looks more impressive than when LeBron does it. And I don't know if it's because mentally we say, well, LeBron should be able to just jump.
That's what it is.
And you know what I mean? And perform at that. It just looks incredible when Westbrook does it. And LeBron did the same thing. He carried a team. I mean, think about them early Cavs teams. nobody. Larry Hughes. Who even remembers the guys? Anderson Varejao.
Man, I was looking at that roster the other day, and it was like Danielle Marshall, Brendan Haywood, those type of cats.
Gibson,
old Shaq, yeah. Yeah, I mean the team was horrible. So
I argue if the Cavs don't, one of the reasons we have some of the issues we have with regard to wondering, like when we talk about teams like the Clippers, will they get to the next level, or like you say about the Bulls? Well, hell, you look at what they're up against. They're up against super teams in their division. And so if Golden State, and this is just my opinion, if Golden State wins, it will be the end of regular basketball as you know it, because great players will always just try to see if they can build super teams. They will no longer be regular teams, and it's just impossible to build super teams in every city.
I mean, that's because of the lack of talent. But it's the funny thing is they try to use, like, we got super teams, and people look at, the funny thing is when they look at Cleveland now and they say, like, oh, that's not a super team because they don't win much without LeBron. And I'm like, do you not understand, like, Kyrie Irving is the at least a top 5 point guard. Kevin Love is a top 5 power forward. Now, a lot of those guys, they got their shortcomings, but Kyle Korver is one of the top shooters in the league.
And he's a starter everywhere else.
Yeah, like these
Darren
guys,
Williams is a starter everywhere else.
All of these guys, they was talking about Darren Williams and Chris Paul trying to see who was the best point guard back in.
That's right.
When
he was with Utah.
Yeah. And so he's not devoid of talent at all.
Not at all.
But as far as the Golden State situation, they drafted those people. Before Durant, those drafts and
that's right.
And free agent signings. It just happened that they did a good job in drafting. So we can just, if you just sit back and think about, all right, there was a point in time where Durant, Westbrook, and Harden was all on the same team.
That's right.
Consecutive years in draft. You draft right, you're gonna end up. They just made a bad decision in trying to keep Ibaka,
right,
as opposed to keeping Harden.
Right. And to a degree, I wonder if all of those players would have developed to the level that they were. There's so many different ways you can look at it, playing together. And, of course, obviously at that time, I think that there was a lot of immaturity with regard to their game, right? You know what I mean? Because Kobe was a bad boy at 24, but he didn't start peaking until 30, 31. And he was just dang. And so you kind of have that element to it. And Westbrook's what, 28?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They was all.
They was pups. Yeah.
First, second, third year in the league. So, yeah, it's tough.
A lot of dynamic talent. And you can blame for the type of money that Harden got when that was just unreal. Yeah. For a guy coming off the bench to get paid that kind of money.
He's still the number 3 pick in the draft, so it was some.
Right.
There was some talent there. They knew there was some talent there. They just had to unlock it. It ain't like a backup quarterback.
Absolutely.
Getting a shot, but they get paid though. So.
Yeah. So I and unfortunately, while I respect Durant for wanting to ally himself with, I would say probably the Western superpower. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I just think that there are some concessions that he had to make along with that, and I don't know. I just think that at the end of the day, obviously, I would probably say if you gave me a probability of winning, I would probably say that for this reason and this reason only. To me, it's dead even, but I would give Golden State maybe 52% chance, Cleveland 48, and only for this reason. On the Cleveland side, I believe Cleveland's more dominant in the paint, and they will impose their will. And I think that's one of the reasons why Memphis had the success, not just this year, but over the years against San Antonio, because of the brawler style of basketball that they play. It always is. It will overshadow finesse. Will it do it in 7 games? I don't know. But they do have enough skilled players, finesse players, and Cleveland has the depth. But the difference in it is you got 3 superstars, legitimately, or I would say 3 number 1 players, and Clay, Durant, and Steph. Mm-hmm. If one of those players goes down, they could still possibly win the series. If LeBron goes down, there's no way that Cleveland can win the series.
No. It'll be with however many games left. If it was tied up at 1-1, it would be a 5-game series.
Correct.
And so, yeah, I definitely get that, and yeah, he's definitely the X factor. Like, did your 52% take into account that Steve Kerr might not coach the rest of the postseason?
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I mean, Steve Kerr got a lot of credit, and as a Lakers fan, here's a confession. A lot of people give Phil Jackson a lot of credit, and I have to give him his credit. Being in a management position, when things go well, you get the credit. When things go bad, you get the blame. So you I think by default have to get credit when things go well. Mm-hmm. But sometimes when I look at the talent, man, you know what I mean? And Luke Walton had a lot of success.
He did.
And so Phil Jackson, Luke Walton, Steve Kerr, even though Steve Kerr has a championship resume himself, the talent, I mean, I think it says, I mean, now who's the backup? Mike Brown?
Mike Brown.
He can say, well, I coach LeBron, so.
Well, we thought back when he was coaching LeBron in Cleveland, we thought something was wrong with him because I don't know if you remember that press conference when Mo Williams dunked on Paul Pierce, and they asked him did he think Mo Williams could dunk, and he gave like this real weird.
I didn't see
that. Like if you look that up, you can YouTube that. And you're like Mike Brown press conference, and I
believe it though. I mean, I'm still a little bitter about what happened with Mark Jackson, to be quite honest with you, because I really felt like he kind of same thing with Tony Dungy when he got fired from the Bucks. I mean,
I'm surprised he doesn't have a job yet.
Yeah, I know it,
Mark Jackson.
Yeah. And and so it's just like, damn. I mean, I don't know how much more I could attribute the success of Golden State a season later to merely having Steve Kerr as coach.
Sometimes it's a different voice, but I mean, you never really know all the dynamics that went into it. I didn't think that Mark Jackson was a bad coach, and like I said, I mean, he should be on somebody's sideline unless he's just liking that ABC money so much, and it's an easier gig just to talk about it because they're not gonna blame you for nothing. I get it; it makes sense.
With the exception of Doc Rivers, though, a lot of our coaches. I mean, even when I think about Lionel Hollis, there's a lot of our coaches that were good coaches, but they really get thrown under the bus, man. You know what I mean? If their team has a bad Avery Johnson. I mean, I could go on. You know what I'm saying? And so, and it's not I don't want to get socio-political with it.
I mean, people got eyes.
Right. You know what I mean? So
you can say that people got eyes, and it is.
Doc Rivers might be the only exception.
He ain't getting in that team light skin.
Right.
Those championships help. Help. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that pedigree right there, that helps because it's like, listen, I do think there's a situation with him where he's probably a better coach than a GM coach.
Right.
And so you probably need to get people to do that job instead of you signing these players that you are familiar with.
Right, absolutely.
Past their time, like it's not gonna work all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like I still feel it's a weird dynamic to have his son on the team, but
I would think that I wouldn't want to play for my dad. Nah. And I mean, it was hard when I worked with my dad. That was hard.
Look, do you imagine
the scrutiny?
Answer questions about that? Like, hey, so when I can't think of this boy's name, your son was bringing the ball up and he had a turnover at the end of the game. So, is he gonna get a whooping for that?
Right, exactly. Yeah. So, that issue, and then the issue, like you say, of just that's a lot of scrutiny. That's a lot of scrutiny for the son. You know, And I could see it being somewhat divisive amongst the team. So Austin Rivers. That's
Austin Rivers, yeah.
So let's just say there's a call about who goes in the game at a critical time, and Austin goes in the game. One might have to wonder, would another player say, well, that's the coach's son. I might have been better. You know what I mean? And that's a dynamic that's hard for people to rid of their mind.
And he'd be like, do you call him dad or do you call him coach? And he was like,
right.
Hey, dad, no, man, I need to go in the game. I'm like,
right.
But yeah, I mean, everybody knows. I would think that Doc would handle it, professionally, and Austin would do the same. Like,
right.
I know that this is father-son type situations, but at the same time, it's like, yo, Austin be out there messing up. You gotta sit down, just like if Jamal Crawford was too. So
sure. Well, I mean, to the very best of our ability, I think that we try to, with everything, recluse ourselves.
Yeah.
But removing our biases is it's a lot more difficult than I think we think, just because of the subconscious thought, which has an impact on our brain. I think we just so much associate conscious thought with being a controlling factor. So
gotcha.
It's going to be interesting, nonetheless, to see what happens going forward with the Clippers.
It will. Okay, let me see. I was just checking the time because we got the mailman that should be calling in pretty soon. Before we get to that, last couple things on the sports side of the game. Man, this Melo Lala situation is kind of sad real quick. But for these guys that enjoy seeing her on Power, you still got a chance. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
You still got a chance. As far as Serena Williams and all those people that thought they had a chance after Drake moved along. Nope.
Yeah, well, that Serena Williams thing was crazy, man. I don't even know what to say about it. I think that I think we got to be congratulatory if that's what she wanted to do. Hey, man, look, Janet Jackson, listen, whoever makes you feel good.
Janet Jackson winning in this game right now.
She really is.
She is not mad about anything.
Nah, she isn't. Not at all.
In this world.
But somebody said to me, they was like Melo really been wanting to get rid of her since that Power scene.
Hey, you know what?
That would have been rough to look. I'm not big enough to look at I don't care what the money is.
Yeah.
I'm not big enough to look at my woman getting it on with somebody else on screen. There's some boob grabbing and all that.
Yeah, like that's mine. Like you like, hey, this is just.
I ain't that big.
He's like, hey,
I gotta admit, when I'm a little man, I'm little when it comes to stuff like that.
Like, this is just acting. I'm just working. I didn't really like it, but he did.
Yeah. Hey, look, my mother passed 2012, but if she's my mother, my woman, wife, or daughter, it's just certain things I'm not gonna be able to just stomach watching. I might could stomach it watching my cousin or my auntie or somebody like that, but I don't know, man. I ain't that big, so, but that's rumored. I don't know what happened with them. I mean, them big lights in New York sometimes can be a little deceiving. We say big city of dreams, and everything in New York ain't always what it seems. So
Yeah. Somebody had a sports question for you. Fontaine wanted to know if Khalid El-Amin was one of your favorite players coming up.
To be honest with you,
he actually wanted to know if he was the best fat basketball player that was in the league, that's ever been in the league.
I think El-Amin, most of the hype, because what was he? He was UConn?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I never looked at it. No, my favorite fat basketball player is Charles Barkley. I guess he's fat now. I guess he wasn't that fat then. Even though they called him the round mound, the rebound. But El-Amin's NBA career was extremely short. Most of the hype behind him was college.
It was college, yeah. So we had like fat basketball player all-star team, Khalid El-Amin, Oliver Miller, Barkley, 2009 Shaq, and
at one point, Sean Kemp had got really. I was just going to say he is swole up. Yeah, I mean, I would say Charles. it's hard to, even though Shaq had got really, really big, his height always made his appear to be a little bit more proportional.
Gotcha. Yeah, man.
I'm trying to think. There was somebody else too. It's gonna come back to me, but nonetheless, that's that. I definitely. Even though I'm scrolling through, I'm thinking about all these old players. Jordan had got a little fat when he came back too. It was 40-year-old Jordan was a plump Jordan.
Yeah. It wasn't all that. It wasn't no dunking on people. It was all pump fakes.
Right. His post game was probably a little better, But no, I would definitely say Charles.
He said Mark Jackson's brother is a big hooper that was good.
I don't even know who that is.
Escalade that played on the and one tour.
Really? Okay. Well,
Yeah,
maybe that's why I know.
Okay. That was Mark Jackson's brother.
And Mark Jackson played in the league too, didn't he?
Yeah, he was a little. He wasn't the fastest point guard. He was a little chunky back then,
right.
King. But yeah, man. Look, it looked like the mailman tripping real quick. So what we gonna move on to?
Let's do it.
What the hell news? And what the hell news is just the random stuff that go on in the news. Some of it's super headline type stuff, and other, the rest of it is just stuff that's just going on. You just like, did that really happen? But the Aaron Hernandez suicide type situation, I really don't understand why people were so bent out of shape by it, because it was like dude had life in prison anyway.
Absolutely.
So I was just like, whether he was his plan after he got convicted was to die there. Like that was the only right. situation. Well, unless they let him out, unless you get out after life sentences, but I don't think so. Is it like 50 years or something like that?
I mean, I'd always heard 25, but I don't know. Like, just rumored. I'm not in the legal profession. I don't know if somebody said, "Oh, life sentence 25 years," and then I've heard of like natural life or life without parole. So maybe life with parole. Somebody would have to help us out with that.
Okay, real quick, chat room, go ahead and do me a favor and let's figure out how long is life in prison, and how do some people get 2 life sentences, because right. You can't die twice.
Right, and then the question: what is life with parole or life without the possibility? You know what I mean? And so,
yeah, y'all go ahead and figure that out for me real quick. I'll be looking for that. Oh, somebody else brought up Fat Lever and Rick Mahorn as some fat basketball players.
Okay.
Shout out to my brother for coming up with those people.
But if you're in prison doing a life sentence or a double life or triple life, I've never been a fan of suicide because I just feel like it's quitting, right?
It is.
You know what I mean? But if you know let's say if you're not guilty, and you get convicted of something and you're not guilty, I wouldn't want to give up. I want to say, no, I'm going to be exonerated at some point. This is going to be a big story. It's going to come out that I didn't do this.
Right.
How I would feel if I actually did it, if I actually went to take somebody else's life, I'd be willing to already lose my life in the process. I'd have to be willing to lose it. You can't be trying to take somebody, knowing that you're going to take somebody else's life, or knowing that you plan to take somebody else's life. I think you have to be willing to lose your life in the process. But beyond that, I can also see where a man wants to be in control of his own destiny too, and not somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, and that's just one. That's like life, and they've been using this the lethal injection over in Arkansas like going crazy.
I know
recently, and so
they're running out of the chemical, or the chemical is about to expire, and they couldn't get enough of it in time or something.
Yeah. So if that's that's on the docket for you, and it's like, well, I don't think I want that one.
Well, Queen Latifah set it off. She went out on her own terms.
Yeah, she did.
So. All right, you remember you seen Time to Kill with Samuel L. Jackson?
Yes, they deserve to die.
Right. Okay. So under the circumstances, what he did, what happened to his daughter, horrendous. Just the whole idea of it. I have a 12-year-old daughter. So, what he did In most cases, you run up in a courtroom with a gun, a sawed-off, or except with the exception, obviously, of the Brian Nichols scenario, and you start shooting at people coming out of a courtroom, and there's deputies and stuff in there. In most cases, you're gonna get killed.
Yeah, you're gonna take the ultimate L.
So, I don't know. There are certain decisions that men make in their life that I think that they know that the end consequences. I think in the Hernandez situation, from what I heard, he killed Ogden Lloyd. This is rumored because Ogden Lloyd knew that he was gay.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing. I've heard that it's been letters that's been found that he's written to cellmates and stuff like that in that situation. But some things you just gotta own, bro. Like,
and why wouldn't you?
It's too late now, but some things you just own. Like, hey, if that's your boy, he gonna rock with you. He ain't almost your brother-in-law, but he just gonna rock with you. Like, hey, man, just trying to tell you, man. I've been liking dudes for a minute.
Well, it really begs a bigger question: how did he find out?
Hey.
Was it a situation where they was drinking, getting high, and Aaron hit on him, and then
snap, that could have been it.
And then he turned it down, So
okay, yeah, that definitely could have been it. That definitely could have been it. All right, we're gonna come back to what the hell news, but we got Ask the Mailman. What's going on, Mailman?
Man, I'm living. What's going on that way?
Hey, man, same old, just living this thug life, trying to stay out of trouble. And, got them people trying to fight me at the gym.
Yeah, you got to watch that, man. My phone got an echo in it, man.
Turn your
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. Yeah. I can't hoop with them dudes that just got off D block.
Well, if you can't win in something, you got to win it. If you can't win in basketball, you got to win in something. So I guess he wanted to win in fighting, I guess.
I don't think that was going to happen either today. But, yeah, man, what we got on the docket from the mailman mailbag?
Man, I'm gonna put y'all up on sleeping with the enemy today, man.
Oh, how you know when you're sleeping with the enemy?
Let me break it down for you. These are the signs that let you know that this person is not for you. This is your enemy. You need to go ahead and just break this off.
Okay, before you do that, hey, like I said, if you all haven't shared this feed, go ahead and share this feed on your wall so everybody can see how to know if you sleeping with the enemy. All right, so go ahead and share this feed on y'all wall real quick so everybody can see this. Go ahead, mailman.
This is for men and women. So look. If the first text you get all day is after 9 p.m. and it says what you up to, you probably sleeping with the enemy.
Probably say. So what that mean though? What would that mean to you?
That pretty much lets you know that that's a booty call. That ain't the one for you.
Okay. So if you got that 9 o'clock text,
9 p.m. Why so early? Is that late?
No, 9 p.m. is late. If you text somebody after 9 p.m. and that's the only text they can get from you all day, you know what it is.
Because it's about too late to get out and go get something to eat, huh?
Yeah,
it's definitely too late to plan for.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
So the only thing is Netflix and chill.
That's what it sounds like.
So, mailman, do you take that and accept that and respond to that 9 p.m. text?
Do I respond to it?
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah. I will. I'm a single man. I'm a man. Of course I'm responding to it. I ain't gonna say no.
Okay,
gotcha.
Okay.
Now look, the next one. If you only go places at night, you sleeping with the enemy. That means this person does not want to see you be with you in the daytime. They don't want nobody to see you with them in the daytime. So you're sleeping with the enemy.
Does that matter in the wintertime or the summertime? Because it get darker earlier in the winter.
That matters all the time. The only place that don't matter is in Alaska when you had it 40 nights.
Oh, okay.
Got it.
Okay. Dang, there we go. Look, you hurting some people because they not even commenting no more.
When you come to their house, but they have you to use the side door, the back door, or the window. You're sleeping with the enemy.
What if that's where the garage is?
If that's where the garage is.
Yeah, like, some people just park in the garage and you just come in. Does that count?
So your car is the only one that's in the garage. I guess that's acceptable, I guess.
But in that situation, they'll probably have to be leery if you got to let the garage door down before you let them out of the car.
Yeah. That's a bad sign. You like, no, don't get out yet. Hold on, I like to let my garage down.
All right.
If their friends don't know your name, if none of my boys know your name, you probably sleeping with the enemy.
So, has there been anybody that we ain't know about? We ain't know their name?
I plead the fifth.
Okay. I mean, it was back in the day, so it could have been an enemy. But it's all good. It's all good.
If you've never been to their house, if the only place that y'all meet up is at the hotel room, you've probably been sleeping with the enemy.
Yeah, that's a definite giveaway. But back in the day, if I couldn't, I still stayed with my moms before I went to South Korea, and I couldn't go to their house.
I was just thinking, what if it's a Eddie Murphy Coming to America shameful scenario? Is there a pass? Maybe at first you can't go to their house, and maybe after a couple months they get their stuff together.
Man, that's rough. That's rough.
I mean, could you deal with it if they were a little more transparent?
She need to see you how you is, though. She need to see you how you is.
Okay.
If you got roaches in your house, it just it ain't.
Well, that's a hygiene issue. I'm saying, okay, so could you straight up, if a chick fell on hard times, would it be acceptable if how would you look at her if you say, you know what, right now I'm sleeping on my homegirl's couch? Are you cool with that?
Oh yeah, I'm cool with that.
Because it happens a lot more than people think.
Together.
Okay, or if she's like, you can come by the crib, but I really don't have no furniture, and I got an air mattress.
If she just now getting herself together, that's cool. But if she done had a job for over 5 years and talking about I still ain't got no furniture, what the hell you doing with your money?
If she's making $12 an hour, she can't really even afford rent, let alone furniture. But I definitely understand.
Well, she need a roommate then.
Hey, mailman. My brother want to know. If you're sleeping with the enemy, where they got to park their car if they come over.
If I'm sleeping with them, where they got to park down the street, just park it in the nearest Walmart parking lot because they open 24 hours.
So if you can't park in front of the house, then if they can't park in front of the house or you can't park in front of the house, then you're probably sleeping with the enemy or you are the enemy.
You the enemy. You can't park you can't park nowhere close.
All right. What else we got?
If they don't ask if you good anytime during the whole sexual process. Now, did you understand that?
I mean, what if they just think they just put it down like that?
Well, if they don't ask you, if they don't be like, you know, you good, you good. They pretty much don't care. They just like, well, I'm gonna get mine and I'm gone. Unless you milk this person for a while and then they know you, and then they know your body.
Well, there could be a scenario they might not use those terms, but they might be trying to get a little bit of accolade out of you. So they might be like, you want me to stop? Deliberately, you'd be like, no.
Yeah, they don't have to use that exact word saying, "Are you good?" But I mean, you kind of give them like some kind of feedback to let them know, hey, I'm all right, I'm good.
Or they say, it's like, you know what, I'm gonna stop. I don't think you like it. You know what that means? Yeah,
nah. You ain't no. No, you
need
practice.
To beg them to keep going.
You need practice.
Right.
Go ahead, practice. Work that out.
If you visiting and they don't get you a towel after you get done, you sleeping with the enemy.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, hey, son.
A towel?
Towel.
Like a wash rag?
Yeah, a little wash rag.
If you visiting her house or his house and they don't get you no towel after you get done, you probably sleeping with the enemy.
Or you just didn't do a good job.
Oh, you know what? I mean, I've seen it. Once they get comfortable with you, that stops. I think the first times you get a good wipe down, are you hungry? Do you want something to eat? But after they get comfortable,
That was my next one. If after sex, if they go to the kitchen and don't ask if you want something to drink or something to eat, you probably sleeping with the enemy.
Yeah, 'cause look, even Jody got some tacos. Jody got some tacos, so hey, that's what's up, man.
If they introduce you as my cousin,
you gotta leave then.
You sleeping with the enemy.
Yeah, if that even rides with a man, if he's even cool with that, you know. Oh boy, yeah, they got issues anyway.
If you shower together, but they stay in the front the whole time and don't worry about you at the back, you sleeping with the enemy.
Hey.
You might well turn that water off and go and get your stuff and leave.
The shower is not an option. It's going to be just a lot of rubbing and suds, and it's not an option. I'm taking control in the shower. There's just I need to help wash her and everything. I'm going to do it. For me, I'm going to do it. And if there's a problem, we don't need to get in the shower together anyway.
Yeah, you got to make sure that water temperature right. Like she either want it real hot, like too hot for your skin to take, and then you almost feel like you're less of a dude because you can't stand the water.
Damn, man, they like it hot.
Look, but I'm the one. I'm the one that like it hot. My wife be like, "Yo, the water too hot," and I'm just like, "Hey, you just got to deal with it."
No, my skin ain't built for that. That water gets too hot. I feel like
I'm telling you, look, man, I don't see how they skin stay on, man. They like the shower super hot, and they like laying down to be super cold.
Yeah, my wife a little softy, man.
Come here to get cleaned up.
Yeah, she a little softy, so yeah. Hey man, what's going on with the cricket?
Who, my phone?
Yeah. Oh no. Okay, there you go.
Well, you know what company I'm with.
Yeah, I know. It ain't cricket, but they be tripping though.
Well, I didn't want to say it on radio. I don't want y'all to get sued for that.
They ain't out here dropping mics.
Yeah,
it's the other one. Yeah. It's the other one.
That's all right for the price they give me. I ain't gonna complain. No.
I got you. We got any more sleeping with the enemies?
If you go to their parents' house and they tell you to stay in the car, I'll be right back. You sleeping with the enemy. They don't want the parents to see you. They don't want nobody in there to see you.
Hey, man.
I got one. And I know I'm not the mailman. If you pay for everything and even pick stuff up for her and you tell her you're going to reimburse her or she say she'll reimburse you, you don't sweat her about it. But if you need her to get something for you and she sweats you hard about the reimbursement, you're sleeping with the enemy.
Okay. All right.
Women, man, I'm going to tell you something, man. It ain't spending your money, no problem. You start asking them to spend some of their money. If they tripping about spending some of their money and you got a long history of spending money with them, that's an issue. But women, man, their whole game is.
I mean, you are you the enemy?
Well, the whole game is how I need to spend yours and hold on to mine. That's why they always got more money than we do, because they don't ever spend their money.
Yeah, that's the hustle. That's the hustle.
That is the hustle.
Yeah, man. But
if she got you saved in their phone as old boy or old girl, you sleeping with the enemy.
Oh wait, if you're a man or if you're a woman dating a man and you saved in his phone as a male's name, you sleeping with the enemy.
Hey, that's
true.
Yeah.
I don't know what Jarvis want, man. You know why he calling me? So I told that nigga I told that boy not to call me. So like,
it just keeps coming up.
I'll just hit him tomorrow, right?
If they only want you to text them and never call them, you sleeping with the enemy.
Yeah.
Even though I like the text. I'm not a big fan of calling myself. I like the text, but I mean, sometimes you got to get that phone call, and if they telling you, hey, I only text, you probably better leave that alone.
You already know what it is.
If every time they come around you, they phone is on silent.
Hey, man, don't say that, man. My
Hey,
phone
hey,
stay
hey,
on
hey,
silent. Don't say that, man. My phone stay on silent, man.
Slow down, man. You giving them slow down, man. My phone always on silent.
Hey, Jack, can you cut that part out? Cut. No.
Come on, man.
Hey, look, people. You be around folks, man. They phone lighting up. You be like, man, your phone, you ain't.
Man, I ain't had you giving away my, man. Come on, man.
I'm tripping, man. I ain't gonna talk about the face down phone thing.
Man. Shoot.
If the phone stay on face down.
Nah.
Yeah, I can't do that stuff, man. I don't have ringtone, man. I don't do the ringtone.
Look, you done had your phone on silent so long you forgot what it sound like.
But it's the difference between vibrate and silent.
Hey.
Yeah, I keep it on
Look.
vibrate.
Okay, well, that's different. There's some people that didn't figure out how to keep it on silent.
Yeah, mine's that.
There's no vibration. There's no rings.
Mine be on silent. My buddy T-Mac said his phone stay on silent and he married, so. Yeah, you don't.
I can't do it, man. I don't do the ringtone, man.
He said silent, and he keep it face down, and he married, and he ain't even on no social media, so he ain't even got he ain't even on no social media, so he ain't even got notifications like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
does he got a password on his phone, or is this if you swipe it, it's open?
Yo, T-Mac, you got a password?
T-Mac just don't like people, apparently.
Look,
And not because I'm doing anything, just because you never know what's gonna pop up on the front of your screen. It's a personal thing.
Nah, man.
I'm in this one group on Facebook. If I can't leave my phone sitting up.
Your son might look at it.
I even have to go when I'm at lunch at work and I'm looking at my phone. I got to go to the corner and look at my phone because sometimes Facebook be throwing some stuff up. I be like, whoa, man.
Hey, Moby, T-Mac went next level. He went CIA. He got a fingerprint in order to get in his phone.
That sounds like T-Mac.
Look, he got a fingerprint.
But I'm going to tell you something. That's breakable, too, because if you fall in a deep enough sleep like we do sometimes, I'm going to tell you something. I have had a fingerprint decoded on my phone. And it had...
Wow.
Bro.
You did
hold on. I'm going to tell you something.
Dang, man.
You must have been with Angela Lansbury.
Let me tell you something. I live in the city, bro. Okay? I live in the city. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
So what? You had a fingerprint? I didn't get that, though.
Well, there's a security that you can put on your phone that will only open up with your fingerprint. And somebody got into it. So that means when I was out cold... These women, they gangsters. I'm telling you.
Look, they out here laughing. They laughing at your tragedy, man. Like, I stay in the city, man.
I lived through it.
You got to use the fingerprint to get in mine and put in the code.
Oh, well, okay. I was only fingerprint.
Certain
I was only well, I mean, all they got to do is get to your text messages.
The vault.
That's where that's where all the junk is.
Nothing you said.
Right.
I mean, that curiosity. Nah, I mean, you know, man, I'm gonna tell you, man. I believe that women are gonna always quell their curiosity. You know, as you get some that's get to a point where they don't want to know, you know, or I don't ever think that it's. I think if the smarter women get to a point to where it's like they've experienced enough. If you own something, it's gonna show itself, and they're gonna respond to it. Then they ain't gonna alert you to. They're not gonna help you out by letting you know they on to you.
Hey,
and the more inexperienced ones they're gonna be checking everything. If your voice change up when you respond to something,
bro, we're gonna sit you down on that side.
he been scarred, man. Like, damn, man. You know,
He don't trust nobody.
It was 1998. I had a Nokia 9800, and Man, she went in there. She was checking my polyphony ringtones was going crazy.
You probably had the type of woman that when you was sitting in the house asleep, she probably went outside and checked the hood to see if it was still hot.
Bro, I mean, that could have happened. I don't know. I'm telling you. I've had instances where I've dated women out of town. And so I'm having one small segment on my show tomorrow about is your phone a phone or a tracking device. And the reason I say that, man, is because the women, the connections they have with people, I mean, there's no end to the information they can get a hold of. And I said I told her that she couldn't come in town because I had to go out of town, which y'all understand what that means. Mm-hmm. So never asked me how my trip was. I said I had to go out of town for work 2 times in the same day. She said, so how was your trip? And so I got to thinking. Another woman told me a long time ago. She's like, women don't ask you questions they don't already know the answer to. So we don't have no mutual friends here in the city. There's no way you were here. You couldn't have seen me. And so I got to thinking, man, I mean, like, there's technology that can tell people where you at based off where your phone is. If your phone done left it, it's the type of stuff, bro, we don't even care about. I'm telling you, man. And it be good girls. It don't always be the crazy. I've just living in the city. I've had a chance to experience a lot.
She went and told her friends, "I caught that jive turkey."
Right. We need to do a show just on Lairs, man. I mean, not by his show. I mean, just on him.
Right,
man.
A testimonial.
Go through with these women, man. He always getting caught up, man.
Like, man.
Hey, Slick, I'm gonna tell you this one time, man. I got caught. I sent a universal good morning text
to like 10 people.
Ooh. Yeah, and this was before the smartphone was really, really big. And I sent it was probably about 6 or 7 girls. I just knew. So, I wasn't messing with all of them. But I just knew. I just sent the universal good morning text. Like I said, it was before the smartphone. And then one girl, she texted me back and she said, would you like me to say good morning to all these other girls you just text?
Oh, yeah, in the
just dropped. It was before, like I said, it was before this whole the group message.
Yeah, man.
And when I found out, I couldn't say nothing. I just dropped my mouth and I said, well,
right after that, like the other message.
There wasn't nothing else I could say.
Hey.
You should have sit back. Good morning. After good morning, be like second portion of first text. Jesus loves you. Go in peace.
please share this with 7 other people.
Yeah.
Look, I didn't know what to do because it was something brand new.
Yeah, they didn't really have chain text like that.
This was when they first started doing the group message, and all I could do is I just dropped I said, well, because it was so new, I didn't know how to answer that. I didn't know how to respond to that. And me personally, I'm like, dang, how did she know that I sent this same message to 6 other girls?
Please share this with 7 other people, and you'll be rich in 2 hours.
Yeah, imagine being the first player who got caught up with the location services on Instagram, though. Just like the first one. Just like, he posted that post and it was like, see, babe, I'm at home. Instagram post. And it was like, location, Jessica's house.
Right. Like, hey, you don't turn your location off, they can geo-track your pictures.
I bet he was like, Instagram.
Man, that's crazy, man.
Geo-track your pictures.
The players ain't got a chance no more, man.
Nah.
Hey,
it's gotta be smarter.
Exactly.
Well, like I listened to Moose's show a little bit earlier. I mean, as men, we've been uniquely put in a position of power to the extent that we can just be honest and flat-footed, even when we dirty.
Right, that's what we're talking about.
And you, you still 9 times out of 10. It sounds crazy, and I don't even want. It's almost like I'm not trying to rub it in women's face, but. You could be dirty, and they not going to leave you if you straight up with them.
Yeah,
and
man.
if they do leave you, and you dirty, and you was straight up with them, they'll probably come back because they'll get with somebody else who dirty that lie to them. Mm-hmm. They'll be like, well, at least I knew what I was dealing with him.
Right. Well, look, Mo.
I like to read the comments on this. I can't see the comments right now.
Hey, it's
I want to hear the women comment on that one.
It's not a whole bunch. I was looking. It's not a lot of female comments on all of these, but you know what it is. I hear about it tomorrow though for sure. But look, I got a couple other things to get to. I only got a couple like 20 minutes left, and we still hadn't got to the main topic. But did you have anything else, mailman?
No, man, that was it, man. I went like
That's all good. You came with some good stuff. What I need you to do is go ahead and create Ask the Mailman. Wow, the Spurs are wow.
Oh, what happened?
Spurs down by 30 right now.
You lying.
69-39 halftime.
69-30, they getting trashed.
Halftime.
And
Yeah.
Kawhi is my boy.
Yeah. Hey, create that Ask the Mailman Instagram page or Twitter account so we can go ahead and get that thing jumping, man. We're gonna get it rolling for you so that these people can get at you, all right?
All right, man, you trying to get me caught up with that Instagram. I'm scared now.
Nah, you ain't gonna get caught up, man. Just post.
No, I'm just kidding. I got a son. I can't do nothing.
Turn off your location. Turn off your location. You turn off that location. You'll be good.
Yeah, that's what's up. Like, I had to create one though.
All right, man. Hey, much appreciated, man. We'll catch you on the next show, brother.
Man, definitely. Y'all be easy.
All right, man. Appreciate you. All right, so we're gonna slam through a couple of these news stories before we get to the quick story time with Jay and then our topic on motivation. Like I said, if you all have any questions or comments, call 479-569-6474. One thing that I read in the news, man, I was happy that Bill O'Reilly got his due. Like it was about time that somebody actually took the ultimate L on that and not just on some sponsorship stuff. Not that he losing. I mean, he's paid, so he's gonna whatever he ends up doing. Like he's old right now, so he can quit what he's doing and be good for forever. But it's just hopefully, which I highly doubt, it shines a little bit of light on that culture, that good old boy culture that's disrespectful to women in the workplace.
Right.
And that would be ideal, but I highly doubt that happens because that's just what powerful dudes be on from time to time.
Right. Well, I mean, no doubt. I mean, there are, I when I heard about it, part of me kind of wondered who did he piss off? You know what I mean? And so not even from, first off, I don't think under any circumstance sexual harassment is okay or should be accepted in any type of environment, no matter how big or small you are. But you almost wondered, I mean, even with the whole Bill Cosby thing, if this stuff has been going on for a long time, did it just finally come to a head, or did they piss the wrong person off? And they say, oh, I got something on you, and I'm going to fix you. This is the end of you.
The wrong person. That's usually how it happens. The wrong person, the right. It's the wrong person, but right person at the same time. You know what I'm saying? And it's the right person to stop this situation.
Because it was right behind the Roger Ailes Fox incident.
Right.
It's so close. You know what I mean? They just came in and got Roger Ailes too. Look, at least it's happening culturally to everybody. And there's an entitlement issue that some of these folks have where they just feel like they own everything and can do everything and can say what they want to say. And, I mean, I hate to say it, I mean, even when you look at it's presidential.
Hey.
That, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Donald Trump.
Grab him by the kitty.
They said that, hey, you know, when you're in a position of power, what are they going to do?
Right.
And let's take it to a much realer level, and this is why it needs to be addressed. As a man, I've gone to strip club myself and have been. I don't do it now. It's a waste of money for me right now. You know, maybe I will go to a strip club during lunchtime or something when the drinks are like half off. I want to go have some drinks, but I'm not going to really spend money. I don't knock people to go to strip clubs. It's a big way for me right now.
Yeah, I just went this weekend, but we straight.
Hey,
yeah, we good. No, we good. No, we talked about it earlier today.
Hey, you know, I get a large influx of cash, and I want to see a bunch of pretty naked women, you know, for about $500. Some great place to go, but.
Oh, you spend that much?
If I had a large influx of money. What are you, $100, $200 guy?
$48. Are you serious?
Is that drinks too?
Yeah, that's 10 to get in.
You pick
10
up on
to
the
park.
free show while you drink.
Yeah, 10 to get in, 10 to park. Are you kidding me? I get a drink. I usually get at least 2 beers because those are the most.
Well, you load it before you go in, so you're just stretching it out once you get in there.
I try not to do too much drinking and driving. But you know, I
never. I was thinking maybe you, but you did say parking. So okay.
I got both of y'all.
Yeah, and then
$20.
How you do that? Where you go? Wax?
Jack Trey. I ain't paying to get in. I know girls in there. I go drop a 20 on stage, just not even floss, just because I know the chick. And I don't pay for drinks. I know the owner, so I got it.
What about the
I had
bar?
to gloat a little bit. I had
I ain't trying to stun on nobody or nothing,
Right.
but I don't
most
pay.
time they buy me drink. Yeah, $20.
Well, I mean, I can say this.
I used to spend thousands, so I should be able to get away with it.
Yeah.
He got that casino,
Yeah.
that casino rap. He like when they give you free money to come stay, they give you free rooms to come stay over there, huh?
Yeah, something
That's
like
that casino situation,
And-
except in the strip club.
And the most powerful thing is, I own Instinct Radio.
Right. Well, that's true.
So you
got
don't want to get on
bargaining
my bad
chips.
side.
You got
Yeah,
bargaining
gotta talk about
chips
it.
because there might be some people who want to promo or
Exactly.
they may need you. So, but I would if I win again, I would like to go when you go.
As a matter of fact, let's go for my birthday.
Hey,
When is that?
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. On
2
the
weeks. My birthday May 11th.
May 11th.
Thursday.
You know, I'm May 28th.
Oh yeah,
My birthday is stacked right on top of it.
I'll be in DC.
I'll be in Vegas then, but yeah. Hey, no, but yeah, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it.
But I was deliberately disrespectful to women. Well, I didn't think I was being disrespectful. I just felt like if you objectified yourself, so why not I? You know what I mean? So why do why should I give you a different level of respect? Because you put yourself in an objectified situation. That's a flawed way of thinking. And so it permeates through our society that if we feel like we have some sort of financial dominance, or that because of because every John, every strip club goer, big boss in corporate America, with the wrong mentality, believes that he's somebody who has financial control over a woman, and therefore she's pretty much, subject to whatever he wants to do, or if not, then she forfeits some of her financial proceeds per se. So,
Gotcha. And you know what? We're gonna take that and run that right into the topic of motivation. We got about 15 minutes left, a little less than that. But the motivation on both ends of it. She's in there, and that they are 100% money motivated.
Absolutely.
In order to do that. It's no. I can't say, Mika, you still there? I want to know if you. She might still be in there. Let me know if you're still there. Hit that chat room. But of course it's financially motivated. I understand that. I understand that as somebody that goes in and know, like, hey, you're nice to 100% of the dudes that go in there because of the financial situation that's going on outside of Jack, because he don't pay for nothing.
Right.
But everybody else, whether you in there as a nerd or you in there as somebody that's trying to spend money, or you trying to be a baller, a rapper, whatever, they in there for that reason. That's what motivates them. As far as the guys, as far as their motivation for being there, it varies. But the thought process in, like, I never went to a strip club with the thought process to be disrespectful to a woman, but at the same time, I am throwing money on them, and so just
Right.
thinking about it like that, it's like a dude in the club got rained on. I was talking about it earlier today. Like, a dude in the club got rained on, and I would feel like that's super disrespectful because he wasn't even working. The girls were.
what do you mean, like rained on? Like he gets to keep the money rained on?
No, he
I
didn't get to
wouldn't-
keep.
oh, 'cause
He
I
didn't get to
wouldn't see
keep none of that
as
money.
a-
So,
okay.
girls dancing. We on this side sitting next to the stage. He on that side in the booth. Cousin overshoots the stage.
Yeah, got you.
Rains on him. The rains on old boy. I
Wow.
mean, that's the hell you take. But as far as, like,
When in Rome.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the thing. What motivates you as far as money, fame, family, food, females, sex, self?
Yeah. Obviously, family, when you start talking about financial responsibility, it has to be a motive. It has to drive you. You know what I mean? It's the best type of drive to have because Inky Johnson, he's played for the University of Tennessee, said a long time ago, he's like, in life, when we start just doing things only for ourselves, at some point you're going to run into something that's bigger than you are.
Right.
You know, and if it's just about you, you'll give up. But when you're doing it when it's about not just you but somebody else, family, you continue to push. The other thing that motivates me is peace. Now, it sounds crazy. I'll be 35 this month.
I ain't youngin'.
I know, thanks.
A little rook. No, I'm going to ask you a question about that here in a minute, but go ahead.
And so, after having money, having things, being exposed to tangible material things, people, women, environments, at the end, a lot of the things that were important that motivated me, they're all void anyway. So the biggest thing is to operate in my purpose and have peace of mind. And so I'm motivated to be the best person that I can be within what it is that I do, as long as I'm, operating within my purpose, because that's what gives me peace of mind, and that's what gives me inner peace, and that's what helps you sleep at night.
Okay. And that's what's up. You know what? It's funny. I think about, and when I bring up the things that motivate other people, and a lot of times, it varies. It varies throughout the lifespan. So at some point in time, there was a time where people were just driven to work, save money, make money, and spend money. There was a point in time in my life in those early 20s. It was all about females. I know I probably should have studied a whole lot more than what I did, but that chase was strong.
Absolutely.
That chase was strong, and so I was just coming into my own too, and it was an opportunity. It was definitely an opportunity for me to expand those sexual horizons. I was able to do that, and it was, but that was like, man. In doing that, I lost a lot of money. I spent a lot of money on that.
A lot of sleep, a lot of sanity.
A lot of sleep. Yeah, a whole lot of that. And then at one point, of course you become, you're no longer motivated by that. You look at entertainers and athletes and stuff like that, and you look at those people that have all the talent in the world, and what motivates them? Are they motivated by the love of the game? Right. Or are they motivated by what the game brings them?
Right.
And so whether the game brings them that money, or they bring them all those women, or, the material things, if that's what's motivating them, that'll dry up. That'll dry up quick.
And you know what else, Jason? I want to interrupt you. You know what I learned in life, man? Nothing doesn't run that you don't chase.
True.
So everything that you chase runs from you.
Hey.
You know what I mean? So you're going to always be in a chase if you're chasing. And whether that's whatever, the more that you get rooted into what it is that you do and sit still, when you start sitting still, everything comes to you.
Yeah, and that's crazy. It's crazy to think about. It's crazy to think about because it does happen, and sometimes you can feel it getting ready to happen, but most of the time we get in our own way trying to make it happen, and it's an interesting phenomenon as far as motivation goes, because it's weird. Ever since I've been married, I have the best conversation with other females than I've ever had in my life. And it's crazy because there's no other motivations behind it other than just talking to them. And so I talk to females now, and they be like, man, I never would have thought about that, or I never would have thought about this, or I never would have looked at my situation like that. And I was like, I'd be thinking to myself, had I been trying to hit it, you probably still wouldn't be thinking about it because my conversation would have been totally
the motivation would have been different.
Yeah, and it's just weird, man. That
well, you know, when you and because I experienced that too. I'm a socialite. I like to interact. We do radio. You do that. I do that. So I go out, and a lot of times I get in the city, and I have to be motivated. I have to talk to people, and you'd be so surprised when they can tell your intentions, and they can tell you it's scary, it's dangerous, because when they can tell that you're not trying to chase them, that's when they want you. It's the craziest thing I have ever seen in my life. When they can tell you you don't care whether or not you get them or not, it's really gonna be up to you.
Yeah.
What you gonna do after that? But you have very profound conversations because I would say your motivation or your intentions aren't blocking you from being who you really are.
Right, man. And it's just so weird. And I told the girls that one day. I was just like, man, you know, before I met my wife, we wouldn't have this same conversation. We just wouldn't. I mean, but I know that about myself. Like, and that's one thing that a lot of people don't have that introspective view about who they are. Absolutely. As far as, and so when I look at like motivational speakers, and are they really needed if you know who you are? Some people, yeah. Some people need coaching in order to make them run. There was a time where some people need personal trainers.
Right, absolutely.
Because if they didn't have personal trainers, would they go as hard? Would they do that last one? Because that's the only thing that they get paid to do is to get you to do that last one.
That's right.
Jack, no, he just dealt with a personal trainer and had him doing that last one. And you know what? I know I said one more.
personal trainer tried to kill me.
Twice.
30 times.
30
I went
times.
30 days straight working out, and he tried to kill me all 30 days. I think I died and came back. I think at home, Epsom salt was my friend.
I got to get back into CrossFit myself for the same reason, but it was the same way. There's a school of thought, Jason, that says that people stop learning. Most people are on a high school thinking capacity. Because once you get out of high school, the only way that you continue to learn is if you are self-motivated to learn.
Yeah. I mean, and that's, I tell like a lot of the young dudes that I talk to at the gym and stuff like that, the ones that's not trying to fight me and whatnot, hey, don't stop experiencing life. Don't stop learning stuff. It's always stuff that you don't know. And before I started traveling, I didn't realize how big the world is. And so you get out, and when I went to South Korea, I didn't know any Korean. I didn't know anybody over there. But you go and you learn you. Right. You learn you and how you going to survive. How you going to make it. You learn the language. How you figure out how to survive. And a lot of people couldn't do it. And it's what it was, that you learn other people's cultures, because you know just because we do it in the U.S., it's not the only way that it's going to be done.
Absolutely.
Nah, it was weird. It was definitely my motivation was going. I wanted to travel. I didn't know how I was going to do it. They was going to pay for it.
Right.
Cool. You paying rent, you paying travel, you paying airfare there and back. Why not?
Absolutely.
Why not? But it's just, as far as motivation, man, it's just one of those things that I think about, and I look at athletes and why certain athletes aren't motivated to become better, is like free throw shooters. You ain't got nothing else to do with your life other than go to a couple meetings, do a couple commercials, and work on your damn free throws. Like, this is simple. Become a better shooter. Just be better. I mean, we got sidetracked, you know, as far as some stuff, but it's just like, even with like jobs, people working, you go to work. Some days you be motivated. I'm gonna go out there. I feel good. I'm gonna get some work done today. And other days you be like, I ain't doing today.
Yeah.
And
man, it's got motivation there's got to be a different driving force other than yourself. Even if you're on a job for somebody, I think the best supervisors, overseers, and employers are ones that make people feel motivated, like they're working for something. Because if you leave it up to man to do anything, at some point, like you said, I mean, DeAndre Jordan, most of these guys, they're not why. They're good. It's got to be, it would have to be, Andre Robertson, it would have to be, them getting in the gym is going to be more centered around, I want to be better for my team. I don't want to be a liability for my team. And so I applaud Bill Belichick because he take average people and get 110% out of them.
Yeah.
And you can't get that out of superstars because they somehow indoctrinate them to believe that they're playing for something bigger than themselves.
Absolutely. And so look, it's 59. It's definitely one of those things. And what I want to leave y'all with real quick is like, listen, motivation, make sure you all use that because it's one of those things you got to have motivation to become a better you. And it's not, you don't have to become a different you, just better. And it doesn't have to be a wholesale change, but they always say just be 1% better than you were yesterday. And so regardless of what that is, whether you're a better father, whether you're a better mother, friend, cousin, uncle, or whatever, do something to make yourself better, and not just for yourself, but for somebody else. One thing I always try to do when I get to work is to make somebody smile, because you never know what those people are going through. And so, if that's my motivation for being funny the few times that I am throughout the day, then I'm cool. I know that I did what I set out to do. So if I'm making 2 people laugh on tomorrow, then I'm gonna try to make a 3rd person laugh by Thursday or Friday. And it's just one of those things that we gotta keep going. And so just be motivated to be a better you. Before I get out of here, I do want to thank Larry for coming in and stopping in.
I sure appreciate it.
Definitely enjoyed it, man. We definitely got to do it again.
Absolutely. You let me know.
For sure. Thank you to all of those people in the chat room that gave me scores. Thank you, Naya, Keith, Uncle Unc, Eric, T-Mac, Stacy. I ain't even see Robert on here today. And everybody else ain't Unshahada. Y'all, thank you all for tuning in once again. Our next show will be May 15th. We're going to have another special guest on. I'm really excited about her, this lady that I'll be having on. You'll get more details about it in the next week. But May 15th, put that on your calendar. Until next time, good people, we will see you later. Be safe out here in these streets. Love you. Peace.
Instinct Radio.
We out.
The biggest station in the world, playing all of today's hits. You're listening to Instinct Radio.